What's up guys, today I'm going to show you how to blend the images that I mentioned in a previous video to get a better depth in an image. How to blend an f1.4 or 2.8 to an f11 and get that blurred background but yet get that bright sharp picture. So I got the pictures here. Let me put these in here. The idea was to make a full tutorial of how to take the photo, how to edit it, and how to get from here to here. I even made a little makeshift studio for anybody that doesn't have lights, teach you how to do this with challenges that I had when I started out as well. And my go-to mics did not record any audio, so I filmed for 2 hours and I have no audio whatsoever. So I'm gonna make that video for next week. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can get notified when that video comes out. And this one, I'm gonna show you how to put these images together. And now the drink I chose is one I saw on Instagram, and it's how to get this fog that looks so cool in a drink with flames and everything else. Make sure you tune in for that. The first thing I'm gonna do is go here to Lightroom, and I'm gonna give it just some basic tweaks. The camera was set an aperture priority. You can see right away that that looks beautiful. But I'm just gonna do just some basic tweaks. Lightroom's meant to work top down. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going from the top down. I'm gonna, I used a cutting board as a background. I'm gonna level the photo. Very light tweaks. I'm gonna select maybe the blue background. I'm gonna change it a little bit more. I'm gonna select all the photos and synchronize. That way all the images have the same settings. I can then tweak and adjust whichever one I don't like. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, no. Now here you can easily see from 2.8 to f16 the background and the blur. Now at f16 you get texture in the ice. That ice chunk up there looks great. It is blurry, so let me find another one. The reason it's blurry is because the ice is moving and melting and shifting, because we're shooting at a few seconds. Let me show you here. Aperture priority, 4 seconds at f11. So this ice chunk looks the best, and that is a 2.8 to go with this one. So I select them both, right click, and open, edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. That is the steps you gotta take. But let me find a better one. I know I took a lot of photos because I knew things were gonna move and shift. When I was doing this in my apartment or my house and I had a spare room, it was on top of a basement. So every step I took, the camera would shake. And I can't tell you how many photos it ruined because I didn't realize it was every step I was doing. So then I learned to stay still, hold tight, and then take your photo. But you can see how there's a lot of different, this is different white balance, so the images have a different tint to them. I'm looking for a very clear cascading fog, like something like that. Hopefully this one is sharp, and that is a perfect blend. Let me select these two, right click, edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. The process is simple. You can do it with any cocktail you like. I chose this one because I haven't done anything with flames. When I was bartending, this wasn't a thing yet. The most I did was a flaming Mexican coffee, which was really cool, but this was not a thing. Now today you have the fog machines, you have the fog foam, like bubble things that look awesome on top of the glass. There's so many different options that anybody that's interested in photography, something like this is a whole nother avenue that I didn't have at the time. And there are popular drinks that are now selling that you could do a set of many drinks. All right guys, so the first step is to select both layers, go to edit and auto align layers. This is gonna align them. There might be a slight movement here and there. It's not really that big of a deal. The one in the front has the blur, the one in the background is the sharp photo. So that is what we want. Command J duplicates a layer in Photoshop. So now I have the one in the front and in the back. So I'm just gonna double them up just so I have double, so that if I screw up on one, I don't do it on the other. The next step is adding a mask. So now I have a mask. I'm gonna do it on both layers. So the first one, which is the one with the fuzzy background, that's actually should be hidden. The main one's gonna be on the top. So now with the paintbrush, we're gonna take and paint out the background. The one that's sharp is in front, that's f11. I'm using a fairly hard brush. So you can see the difference here in the focus breathing, how it changed just because it was the difference in aperture. The color should be the same. White balance was set manually. You can see there's a little bit of a glow here on top of the glass and on the background, which is fine. Don't worry about getting it perfect. You can see the glass itself is looking pretty good. There's not much work to do there. And now I'm gonna go here to the side. There's a little bit of bokeh, however you want to pronounce it, color. So now I'm gonna change the color to white, and I'm just gonna paint over here to get some of that detail back on this ice. You can see there's no bokeh here on top, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm just very gently bringing back detail on the ice and on the edge of the glass here. All right, so now you see that the only trouble area I have is up here. There's that corner, because the background layer is showing focus breathing or the glass shift in the 2 seconds that it took me to go from one photo to the next. So now we got to take care of this focus area. The way I've always done it, it's just by the smudge tool. We make it large, and then you can just kind of drag it and hide it behind the other layer, and just like that it goes away. And there's nothing to see here. And I'll just refine here my selection. I'm also gonna clear up the glass. I bought these cups at a thrift shop, so they're kind of scratched up. I wasn't expecting much. I paid like 25 cents each, and they did what I needed to do. But now I have to go in and Photoshop and clean up all these spots, which is fairly easy with the, especially with the new Photoshop Band-Aid tool thingy. And you have a beautiful texture on the drink itself. You can see the ice, you can see everything, yet the background is completely blurred, and that is one way of blending these two images. And then I'll go back into Lightroom and select the 25 of the images that I did the focus stacking with, and show you how Photoshop can stack those images and give you a very similar result if you have a modern camera like the R5 or Sony or Nikon or anything that can do the focus stacking. I don't know what's happening here. All right, I did a couple of changes. I straightened it out, and now I'm gonna bring it, synchronize all of these 25. This has a little bit of cinnamon because I did some magic there that sadly doesn't have any audio. And I'm gonna open these as layers in Photoshop one more time. This might take a minute or two depending on whatever version of Photoshop you're using. So here you go, they're starting to load up. And also depends on your computer. I'm working out of a drive, so it's just taking a little bit extra time. As soon as this is done, I'll come back. All right, so here we're back. I got 25 images loaded. It's still going. All right, guys, so we're back. It did what it had to do. It imported all the layers into Photoshop. So just like I did before, I'm gonna select all 25 and go to Edit, Auto Align Layers. We hit Auto, give it the OK. And now it's analyzing and aligning the layers so that they all stack and line up evenly. You could see at the top how there was a little bit of movement. So now we're gonna go to Edit and Auto Blend Layers. So you just go to Stack Images, okay? And guys, this is literally it. You just take the photos, bring them in, do very small tweaks in Lightroom, open them in Photoshop, align the layers, blend them, and you're left with an incredible image with detail from front to back because of that focus stacking. It's really, really cool. That's it. I mean, once this is done, you're gonna see that final image, and I think I'm gonna leave you with that. I'm gonna leave you with the two images here that I chose for this video. To me, they look incredible. If you wanna see how this happened, go ahead and tune next week. I'll make sure my microphone's working then. And thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notified every time I make a new video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.